husband needs tools.
Easy. Right now we have great deals on tools and tool accessories, like DeWalt accessory sets, each only $9.99.
Nice. I can take care of his wish list, and he can take care of mine.
Getting help at Ace is like going to your neighbor. Stop by now through Saturday and save on great gifts like select DeWalt power tool accessories for only $9.99 each.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Offer valid now through December 31st at participating stores. Store stock only. See store for details.
All right, thank you. 24 minutes before 8 o'clock. Nice looking Tuesday. Hope you're doing well. A funny little story. I don't know if you caught it in the ABC News, Robin. Stephen King is now on Twitter. How many authors and people trying to make a name for themselves will use the social media to to further their careers? And I'm not picking on that. I think it's probably a good idea. But somebody like Stephen King or anybody before the whole Twitter, Facebook phenomenon, they didn't need that.
Right.
I don't know exactly how a book becomes a popular book. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure how that happens. I don't really see ads for books anywhere. Well, maybe you do in book publications, right?
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's mostly word of mouth, and I guess if you write a good books, that's all it takes, and you're going to have some readers who then tell other readers, and next thing you know, you have a hit. And I'm guessing that's what Glenn Kaplan experienced. He has a hit on his hands. It is called Evil Inc., and he's got a new one. It's called Poison Pill. Glenn is a New York Times best-selling author, and the book Poison Pill is described as a corporate thriller novel. Good morning, Glenn. How you doing?
Good morning, Larry and Robin.
Where are you?
I'm in New York City, where I live.
Where you have something called Dion coming at you. We started naming storms a couple years ago, snowstorms.
Yeah, isn't it funny? I think the folks west of us are going to get it much worse, but we're going to have only like 1 to 3 inches of snow here in the city.
Yeah, but isn't that nice?
I grew up in Maine, so that doesn't scare me. We never used to get school off if the snow wasn't over the windowsill.
Oh, that's kind of funny. So are you on Twitter?
No, I'm not on Twitter. I am on Facebook and I am on Pinterest. But my social media guy couldn't get me to get on Twitter. I kind of feel like what Stephen King said in his first tweet. Here I am, and I don't have anything to say.
Yeah, I know, that's kind of funny. Yeah.
Well, it is, and it's funny because on the social media thing, especially on the Twitter, it's like, well, everything I had to say on this particular subject, it's in Poison Pill. I said it in the book, so that's what I had to say.
So let's be fair to the book, Poison Pill. Now, is this a sequel? Sequel is the right word, right? Is it a sequel to Evil Inc.?
No, it's not a sequel. It's different characters. It's a different situation. It does take place in a big corporation, but it's really a story about a corporate war. And the interesting thing about it is it's the story of a corporate war between an ex-husband and an ex-wife. Emma Conway becomes the chief executive of this pharmaceutical company and comes under threat of a hostile takeover, which is really the equivalent of all-out war in the corporate world. By this hedge fund guy from Greenwich, who's a Wall Street manipulator. The thing of it is, he's also her ex-husband. So this battle for the company turns out to be a battle between the two spouses, and they've got a teenage boy caught in the middle, and he's back and forth. And there's a guy who's pulling the strings of the Wall Street guy, and he's got a daughter, and the kids, unbeknownst to each other, develop into a romantic situation. So it's a corporate drama that's a family drama that's also a financial intrigue drama around the world. It's got a whole bunch of strings that all sort of come together.
Oh, nice.
What I hope is a really interesting, intriguing, and thrilling story.
When we speak to musical guests and they talk about their hit songs, they often will say, I'm going to have a hard time outdoing the last song. But authors seem to have a snowballing effect. It's almost like every follow-up book always outdoes the previous one. Was that on your mind? Was the other book, Evil Inc., was that your first hit?
Yes. It was. I had a first novel about 10 years before that just kind of appeared. It was nicely written, got a few good reviews, and then it sort of vanished. But what I wanted to do in this book that I didn't do, that Evil Inc. helped me with my learning curve, was to have more sympathetic characters. And really to get into characters that you can really love and really want to follow and really root for.
Oh, okay. And so we're rooting for these, but we can't know in this interview who we're rooting for, right? Or does that ruin it?
No, it doesn't. No, I mean, I think each one of the characters, even the people who seem to be the bad guys, have have their own reasons for doing what they're doing and things that they want to accomplish in their lives. And so you can really root for just about everybody in here.
Oh, okay. So all the divorced men won't be rooting for the man. Necessarily. Necessarily. Okay.
And you're also delving into the pharmaceutical realm. You're bringing products to the forefront that people really wish were here.
Right. Well, the big score that we're trying for in this is somebody believes, based on all this computational chemistry and molecules and all this incredible futuristic pharmaceutical stuff, that they have the formula for the first really active female Viagra. And this guy is convinced that he's going to make billions of dollars with this if he can get his hands on the formula. And who has the formula and how he can get it and the machinations that go on, that's a lot of what keeps the action moving in Poison Pill.
You know, it reminds me, when I was a kid, I ordered some Spanish Fly from the back of Rolling Stone magazine.
Yeah.
It was never delivered. It was never delivered. Yeah, I guess all of history, we've always been looking for some kind of an aphrodisiac to somehow make women go crazy.
Right. Well, actually, you know, it's funny because I consulted in my research with a number of pharmaceutical chemists, and it is possible theoretically to compose a molecule that would act both on a woman's emotions, psychology, and physical body.
That's tough. That's tough.
Theoretically possible that you could create a compound that would provide all three stimuli at once.
See, my luck would be I'd say, hey, you want to take a pill? And she'd take it and she'd look at the wrong guy. Hey, come on. She'd find somebody else.
I really enjoy the camaraderie among authors. I mean, you have a quote from James Patterson praising your book, and that is really a nice realm that you are in with the other authors, because there is healthy competition, but you don't despise each other. You help each other.
No, it's a very gratifying thing. James Patterson gave me a wonderful blurb. Scott Turow, who is an author I've always admired, gave me a wonderful blurb. Nelson DeMille, who's been one of my favorites for years, gave me a blurb. Steve Berry. It's very gratifying, and you're right. It's different from a lot of other competitive enterprises.
So what's the hardest part for you as an author? And what I mean by that, is it the romance? Is it the humor? Is it the thriller, or the sense of keeping information from the reader that's just enough to keep them wondering? I mean, what's the hardest part?
I think it was E.I. Doctorow who described writing a novel as like driving at night in the fog. You know where you're going. You know where you want to get to ultimately, but as you're driving, you can only see a little bit ahead from where the dim light, your dimmed headlights let you see on the foggy road. And so for me, it isn't it's living with that uncertainty, because I know where I'm going to the end, but the route along the way. Now, the wonderful thing and the magical thing that happens is when you sit down in the early morning, and I write in the early morning, and suddenly the character that you're writing, like for instance Tanya, the rich British-Russian aristocratic girl who is very, very important to the story, even though a lot of the other characters don't realize how important she's going to be. Tanya would always do things that I was totally not expecting her to do. And so when I would sit down to do a Tanya chapter, I would always be prepared for a surprise, because I didn't know in advance.
That's crazy. Isn't that weird? That's really wonderful. Weird. Yeah, I don't know what adjective to say there, but I love that. I just went to the website that Robin provided for me. It's tor-forge.com. What does that mean? What does that mean?
Well, the Tor imprint has a couple of different imprints, and Forge is their imprint for their thriller type books.
Okay, and I found your book right away. In the little search thing, I put Poison Pill, and there it is.
Yeah.
With a lot of the information you've spoken about just now. Well, good for you. Congratulations on this. I hope this is a big hit for you as well, and I hope, as other authors have experienced, that your whole career is continuing to snowball, I guess is the best way to say that.
Well, let's hope it with support from shows like this. Who knows what can happen?
Yeah, it's amazing. This is considered a small station in the large scheme of things. We're not Howard Stern or Rush Limbaugh, things like that. But it's amazing how many people will contact us later on. They'll say, "Oh, I love that interview you did. I got the book. I love the book." And so it's a big thing. Are you selling a lot of ebooks as well as tangible?
Yeah, actually, it's doing quite well in ebooks. And I'm not exactly sure why. Because the mix is usually about 50-50, but it's doing somewhat better in ebooks, which is fine with me. I mean, it's the book. It's funny because I've written all my books on computers, so the notion of an ebook to me isn't alien. In fact, that's how I wrote it.
Yeah, right.
As a computer file.
That's true. Well, Glenn, thank you for being on the air with us today, and have a great, Snowstorm Dion.
Yeah.
You bet.
Enjoy the snowy New York. Anything else we need to know before we say goodbye? Let's see. TOR-Forge is the website. The book again is called Poison Pill. Glenn Kaplan spells his first name with 2 N's. Kaplan is with a K. And anything else we need our listeners to know?
Well, you can also go. There's a site dedicated to the book, and if you key in poisonpillnovel.com, one word, poisonpillnovel.com, that'll take you to the website with all sorts of things about the book and posters and quotes and really interesting stuff and a free sample chapter. So if you go to poisonpillnovel.com, one word, you can sample the novel and see if you like it.
It says on you. I went to that site. I'm lying in order to get sex. Men do it all the time.
Yeah, Emma says that.
Who said that?
Emma Conway, the woman who becomes the CEO. That poster actually has been making its way all around the internet, picked up and shared by guess who? Women.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well,
We've got a lot of likes on that one, and they all put it up on their bulletin boards. Yes, the women have really sparked to that poster.
Wow.
That will be a cool tweet for you if you decide to go on.
There's an interesting story, by the way, just to kind of subject. There's an interesting story that we didn't get to yet, Robin, but there's a story about Linda Lovelace. Apparently some negatives have surfaced. Linda Lovelace was the actress in Deep Throat. Yep. And New York City, of all places, has a museum of sex. Are you familiar with this museum?
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
And it's where?
It's right down the street from my office.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Okay.
On Fifth Avenue.
Well, they've got a new exhibit featuring the prints from these negatives, and the whole article is basically saying, which I guess this never made it to me, but that the movie actually opened up women to the idea of porn, I guess.
Having fun.
I don't know. I probably screwed up the news article, but it was in the news this morning. I don't know.
That's pretty awesome.
Anyway, even though she later on, the woman that wasn't her real name, but apparently she said she didn't really like porn after she did all that stuff. I don't know. Glenn, I don't know why I went on that tangent. Glenn Kaplan, Poison Pill is the book. Sounds like a hit on your hands. That's what I think.
Great.
Thank you,
Larry. Thank you, Robin.
Thank you, Glenn. We'll take a little break. We'll be right back.
On December 21st, join us for the WOCA Jingle Ball, an evening at the Appleton Museum. From 6:30 to 8:30 p.m., come enjoy the beautiful collection of colorful trees, nutcrackers, and countless decorations throughout the Appleton Museum. Musicians from the Ocala Symphony Orchestra will be performing throughout the first floor exhibits, while you are enjoying holiday entertainment and culinary delights. Your donation will help provide Marion County children the opportunity to experience the magic of Christmas on Christmas Day through Ocala's Operation Feed 100 program. A limited amount of tickets will be available, so for more information and to purchase your tickets, go to WOCA.com and click on the Jingle Ball link.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Here are today's headlines from the source WOCA. Florida Blue has signed an agreement with Orlando Health Incorporated to form a healthcare organization in the state of Florida designed to increase quality and decrease costs, according to a report in the Orlando Business Journal. The deal was penned between Florida Blue and Orlando Health Physician Partners, which is a subsidiary of Orlando Health. The agreement is to form a commercial version of an accountable care organization, which is similar to an HMO plan. The release stated that starting on January 1st, the Accountable Care Program will utilize a value-based compensation structure and serve as another example of Florida Blue's payment innovation efforts being deployed in the state. Pat Garrity, the chairman and CEO of Florida Blue, referred to Orlando Health as an enlightened organization, defined as an organization that realizes the importance of moving away from a fee-for-service model to one that seeks to eliminate the fragmentation of care and reduces the cost burden for all stakeholders. The two groups are expected to formally make their announcement today. George Zimmerman asked the judge yesterday to change the terms of his bond so he can have contact with the girlfriend he's accused of assaulting. Zimmerman filed an affidavit from his girlfriend that says she does not want him charged with aggravated assault, battery, and criminal mischief. In the signed affidavit, Samantha Scheib, referring to Zimmerman as "my boyfriend," said that detectives misinterpreted what she said and that she hasn't been coerced into the request. Zimmerman was arrested last month after Scheib